You know, I think this is an unpopular opinion, but I think it's okay to be single. When I say single, I'm not talking about like single as in, oh, I'm single and I'm dating around and I'm trying to find. I'm talking about single and just chilling. Like single and not trying to date anybody, not out here having casual sex, just chilling, minding your own business and not trying to be in a relationship. Because, I mean, if the dating market on social media is anything to go by, whew, some of y'all need to be single for real, for real. But yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with being single nowadays. Like, I feel like a lot of social media, and like I said, this is mainly social media because in real life, social media is a little bit different. But a lot of people on social media, like at least from the stuff I've seen, they're always trying to. You got the whole popping dating balloon show, and then you got women out here like, where are the men at? And then the guys like, there ain't no good women. I'm just like, maybe y'all should just like take a break and just be single for a while. Like instead of trying to date and find relationships, just be single and do your own thing and live life. Relationships are not everything, you know? Like, I get wanting to be in a relationship and all that, but for real, some of y'all really, really should take a break. And it's okay to take a break and just be like, you know, I'm not pursuing anybody. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just chilling. It feels like when you meet somebody, at least that's from what I've experienced, it feels like when you meet somebody that's kind of just like, oh, I'm single, but I'm not really dating around. People kind of look at them like, oh, that's weird. Like, you ain't trying to date around or whatever. But I'm just like, I feel like to me, that's very, I wouldn't say it's better than not being in a relationship because this isn't one of those videos where it's like, if you're in a relationship, you're dating around, it's bad. Like, no, it's just that I feel like some people are trying too hard to be in a relationship because they don't want to be alone. And I was like, nah. I mean, there's a lot of y'all that really don't need to be dating. Like, if you're one of those people that think all men are trash, I don't even know why you're. If you're like a woman and you're like all men are trash, don't date. Like, why are you trying to date men if you think all men are trash just to use them? That's dumb. If you're one of those people that think all women are trash, don't date. And I mean, like, stop out here having sex casually because a lot of times, like, this is one thing men do. A lot of times they'll try to trick women into like having casual sex with them, right? And so men's whole thing, I've literally seen people write this. They'll be like, yeah, I won't tell women that I just want to have casual sex because if I tell them, then they're not going to want to have sex with me. And I just look at them like, why do you think that? So you'll lie. You'll just lie to them instead. You'll just lie. Like that doesn't, that, do you hear yourself when you think? Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, instead of telling the truth, and saying, hey, I just want to have casual sex, you'll lie to a woman, have casual sex, and then leave her and scar her and lie to the person. No, you should exactly tell the truth. Matter of fact, you should be like, hey, all I want to do is have casual sex. And the woman's like, well, I don't want that. Guess what you do? You leave. You don't try to have casual sex with that woman. Because I literally seen dudes where, see, that's why I don't tell women I have casual sex. So you're just trying to hit it, quit it, and leave and lie to people. That don't make you a good person, bro. That don't, oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Let's just lie to the women instead. No, that's not the way to do it, bro. It's the same thing with the women that be out here just trying to have date and use dudes for free food or money or whatever. You're like, you're not really interested in no dude. You're like, I'm just doing this for a date. You should, women, as a women haven't really ever been like this, but they should. I feel like they should just be like, nah, I'm just here to go on a date. I'm just here for the free food. To tell that dude no from off jump because like I said, like there's some dudes out here that are really like trying to be in a relationship and really want to like be in a long term relationship, but some of y'all just be like, nah, or what y'all do is you only text dudes when you want free food or you want them to buy you stuff, and like I said, certain dudes just be trying to be in a relationship. Nah, just be honest with people. So that's my thing. If you're one of those two type people, y'all don't need to be dating. If you are worried about when you get in a relationship what they're going to do for you, you're selfish. You don't need to be dating. If you're selfish, period, you definitely don't need to be dating. Because a lot of times, men and women, they'll be like, well, what are you going to do for me when I be in a relationship? But that's what you're immediately thinking. What are you going to do for me when I'm in like, you don't need to be dating. Stop. It's just a lot of y'all have very toxic mindsets. And I don't really like using that word because I know it's a buzzword, but like a lot of people do have toxic mindsets and they're not ready to be in a relationship because to me, I think selfishness is one of the biggest reasons why relationships don't work out today. Because a lot of people are really selfish. Like if a person tells you, they're not okay with you doing whatever, like, and they're your partner, it's like, all right, bro, you should respect that or break up with them. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm still gonna keep doing it even though you don't like it, even if it's something like, and obviously there's crazy stuff like, I don't want you talking to another woman, I don't want you talking to another man. Like, that's crazy, because it's like, bro, I gotta go outside and work and talk to different people. I should be able to talk to somebody of the opposite gender. But like, that kind of stuff is crazy. But if it's like, hey, I don't like when you say this to me, it hurts my feelings, or I don't like when you do this, it hurts me, or whatever, and you're just like, I'm gonna tell you to do it anyway, you don't need a relationship because you're selfish. And that's why I say a lot of people are just selfish in general. They only care about what somebody can do for them and how they can help them. And how it's like, well, what are you doing for me? You're not cooking for me. You're not cleaning for me. You're not buying me this. You're not buying me that. And if that's what you think in a relationship, like that's the most thing on your mind, don't date. And I mean, like, don't date around. Don't be in a relationship. Just stay single. Be by yourself. Be selfish by yourself. Instead of breaking people's hearts and scarring people and causing more trauma and issues to just go around. Like, that's why I know for me personally, I've been single for the last 2 years. My last relationship, I personally, maybe because I'm an only child, I don't have a problem being by myself for a bit. And I feel like a lot of people would benefit from that more, to just be by themselves and just really focus on themselves, figure out like what they like, or first of all, reflect on your last relationship, because everything is not always the other person's fault all the time. There might be relationships where it might be majority the other person's fault, but you contributed in some way. So sometimes what you might need to do is take some time out, figure out what part of the relationship you contributed as, like, maybe I could have done this better. Maybe I could have done that better. Heal, grow as a person, figure out like what you like, take from relationships like, I liked this in a relationship. I didn't like that. This is what I would do differently. Because that's what I learned when my last relationship, I always thought when my relationship happened, I always thought I wouldn't be mentally ready for a relationship. But with my last relationship, I was surprised. I was actually very mentally ready. I wasn't physically ready because I didn't have money like I wanted, but mentally I was very surprised. I was very surprised how much patience I had. I was very surprised how much like grace I gave, to my detriment, unfortunately. And this is why I learned I had to be wise when it came to like certain things and not ignore red flags, because I was like, I definitely gave too much grace and ignored red flags, and that wasn't wise for me. But mentally I was very surprised on how like just like patient and accepting I was. And it very much surprised me, because I didn't realize until after I got in a relationship. I was like, wow, I mentally was really ready. That's just like I said, physically I just wasn't ready to be in a relationship because I just didn't have money, because I wasn't working at the time. And my personal thing is, if you ain't working as a man, for me, if I'm not working, I don't think I should be in a relationship. And I remember I preached that in the video, and I was a hypocrite because I ended up getting a relationship, even though I didn't intentionally want to be in the relationship in the first place, which is a whole different thing. But yeah, I definitely shouldn't have been in that relationship in the first place, because like I didn't have no money. Well, I did have money, but I wasn't working. So, but yeah, like in the last few years, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about, like I said, what I like, what I don't like, what I want from my next relationship. And I feel like a lot of people should be doing the same, instead of just being on social media, be like, oh, I'm trying to date and it's not working, this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, my thing is, if you've been in like, I don't know, 3 to 4 relationships, and you just keep jumping from relationship to relationship, like every year, especially if it's like every year or less, and you're just jumping from relationship to relationship, maybe take some time out to just be single. Don't date around. Don't jump from relationship. Don't be out here trying to go on dates. Maybe just focus on yourself. I know that's like also a buzzword. People say, oh, I'm focused on myself, but really do that. Really, like, just don't date for a while. Because I think, first of all, like I said, the dating pool out here is not the best. At least for Gen Z, it seems like it's not the best. I mean, from a lot of stuff I see on social media, it's Gen Z. I mean, it's millennials too. Millennials are kind of having a hard time, but definitely it seems more for Gen Z than anybody else. But maybe, like I said, take some time out, figure yourself out as a person, and you can always redo that. Like, especially if you're young. Like I said, y'all young people, y'all don't have to be in a rush to jump in a relationship. It's okay to take your time and focus on other things, focus on your goals, focus on following your dreams, experiencing the world. Because one benefit about being single is you get to be selfish with your time. More selfish, because you'll still have responsibility for certain stuff, but you get to be more selfish with your time, and that's okay. If you want to go and travel the world when you're young, you can do that. If you want to, I don't know, be a degenerate. Like, let's say you want to do work a job where you work 12 hours a day. Well, it's a lot easier to do that when you don't have a partner to worry about, because you can just work 12 hours a day. There's nobody to be like, oh, you're not spending time with me, because you got to spend time with your significant other when you're in a relationship. So if you want to work night shift, you know, and do that, you don't have to worry about that when you have when you're single, you don't have a partner. So like I said, I feel like when you're single, it's time for you to explore and figure out like who you are as a person, what you really like, what you really want to do. You know, not saying that you can't do that when you're in a relationship, but it's a lot easier to do that. That's one of the benefits. You can do that when you're single. If you want to spend a bunch of money on fast food or shopping or games, nobody's gonna be like, oh, well, you're spending too much money on this, because you can do whatever you want. You're single. So like I said, there's a lot of benefits to being single, just like there's a lot of benefits to being in a relationship. That's why I said, I know for me, because ultimately I want to get married. I want to be in a relationship, get married. And I know the benefits of being in one, you know, having somebody support you, having a partner to share your interests in common and be there for you, comfort, you know, stability, protection, you know. But like I said, there's also benefits to being single too. So I just feel like nowadays it would be better for a lot of people if they were to take a break and stop trying to date around and use people for money, use people for sex, and just chill out and just be single and be by themselves and not try to date around. And then, you know, if it comes up naturally, cool. But I just feel like it'd be better for a lot of people, especially just in the world and in the dating culture, that take a break. It's okay to be single. There's nothing weird about being single, especially when you're young. It's nothing weird about being single. Like, it's okay if you're 20, 25 and you haven't been in a real relationship. Like I said, I didn't get my real relationship till I was 32, a real adult relationship. I went on a couple of dates before then, but my first adult relationship happened when I was 32. So it's okay if you haven't been in a real relationship since you're 20, 25, 30, because, you know, there's some people I see on comments will be like, I haven't been in a relationship, you know, I'm 20, 25, how do I get in a relationship? I mean, relationships are cool, but trying to force it, that's overrated. Like I said, wait for it. Try to be the best you can as a person. You know, and relationships, I'm not going to say relationships will come when you're ready, because sometimes you're not ready. But like I said, sometimes it's okay to just wait and just not try to focus on that. But then when you're ready to focus on that, you know, that's a different story. Maybe I'll go into that in a different video. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyway, hope y'all have a good day. Peace out.